Hello everyone and welcome to CASCAR. My name is Noah Walter and you're here on twitch.tv/4cloak. We have a wonderful race here tonight here at Watkins Glen. This is going to be 45 laps of the Glen. I mean, honestly, this is a really cool event to be at. This is the last road course on the schedule, the second race course, and it is a playoff race. This is a huge monumental point in the playoffs that these guys are going to have to work around. Tonight's race is brought to you by WEAG Design, so thank you guys very much over at WEAG. I appreciate you all. And with Equipment Geek Racing, that's who they're all affiliated with. Great group of guys, and where I got this great shirt. So make sure you check all their stuff out, and they have a Discord for Equipment Geek as well. So right now we're heading into qualifying here at the Glen, and I am excited to get going here. Stephen Black was leading here in our CASCAR Black Designs Cup Series, but we're going into qualifying now, and we're going to follow along with another person that was up towards the top the entire time in practice. That's going to be Greg Snellgrove, as he was able to lock himself as the second fastest time. So let's go ahead and follow on with him here at the Glen. Right now you can see Greg heading through the bus stop right there. That is probably one of the most tricky spots on this circuit, that ridiculously tight chicane that these guys are all going to have to navigate through here at this short road course up in the middle of upstate New York, just below one of the Finger Lakes. Don't ask me which one, I don't remember. But I'll actually be heading here in August to see the NASCAR race there, so let me know if you're going. We can see if we can say hi or something, I don't know. But this is a fantastic racing venue, a little bit out of date here on iRacing, but close enough. But we're watching here as we're about to start our first time lap here with the number 22 Caterpillar with Greg Snellgrove. Second fastest in qualifying. Let's see what he can do here for Great White North Racing. He is on the bubble here at the playoffs in the CASCAR Black Designs Cup Series. So he's definitely going to want to try and make sure that he gets a good here. Let's go ahead and bring up our qualifying scene here. Nobody has qualified quite yet, but as you can see, everyone is currently on the lap. Let's see. Looking for some timing information. My apologies. Looks like I don't see it. All right. Very cool. Anyway, we head now through the carousel there. Honestly, another one of the really tricky spots. You don't want to ride that curb there too much, otherwise you're going to spin into the wall. I did that when the modifieds were racing here, and it was really embarrassing to have happen to you. So I'm glad that he was not able to do so on his first qualifying lap, but it is a very common mistake to make. That is something we're also going to be keeping an eye out here, is all the wrecks that we're going to see. There's only going to be one full yellow unless there's multiple cars blocking the racing surface or like right on the racing line. So that is going to be the thing to watch for here tonight. As Jeffrey Bell tops the leaderboard for the moment. Let's see, there comes Greg with his time, and there he is since the current fastest lap. But we're going to see that, see if he's able to whittle that down, or if someone's going to be able to top it. Brady Floyd comes in second off, currently now in fourth as Paul M sets time. Sylvan Seguin bringing up the rear of the field, and that number 66 Toyota Camry as we watch Greg now as he leaves the S's. Another really good one. This circuit is not easy here in the stock cars. You're going to spin. You're going to have to fight wheel spin the entire time, and most especially wheel hop going through circuits, parts of the circuit like that. You can see there as he rides that bumper just how much, lack of contact he has with those tires on the ground. That's going to make things hard. As currently Stephen Black now leads the field with the CASCAR Black Designs Cup Series, over a second faster in qualifying for the time. We're going to see if Greg is going to be able to top that here. We come now through the second to last corner, and here comes the last right there at this short track. Honestly, I mean, I can call it a short track. It's not a long road course, that's for sure. The Roval is so much longer, and Canadian Tire was too. Greg heads down, and let's see if he gets it. He reduces the time on Steven, but he does not get by him. He went from 0.51 to 0.3. Let's head over and see how Steven is doing in the number 98 Toyota Camry right there. It looks like he reset his car and is only going to be taking a singular lap. Okay. See another driver that's out there. Michael Jennings will follow along with him here with Jennings Esports. That's Cody Snyder, my apologies. Here's Michael Jennings there in that 86 Black Designs Chevrolet Camaro. You can hear right there as he passed by how much he had to be off the throttle to make sure he really got through the first S, and there it is through the second. These things are hard to handle. Jennings is currently running in 7th. He's going to be completing his second lap. We're going to see if he's going to be able to improve on it. You can see the difference in line that he's taking, though, compared to Greg, as it is just a little bit more slower, but has a lot more consistency with contact patches on the ground. That's going to be the thing they have to play with here tonight. Even if you're playoff, you're in the playoffs, and a lot of other speed is great, sometimes you want just a consistent speed, and that's going to allow you to catch up to the rest of the field. Looking through our playoffs for the moment, currently Stephen Black is leading the points with Michael Jennings right behind him. Jeffrey Belt is currently running in 3rd with Brian Fradian in 4th. Paul Ems brings up the 5th spot, and Brandon Fiedler is in 6th. Now on the bubble, though, you're going to have Patrick Lucio leading there with Kyle Mundell following very close behind. Tyler Hallahan and Mark LaPierre also bring up towards the rear of the bubble. And then finally, your last two on the bubble, that's going to be Greg Snellgrove and Sylvan Seguin. How that is going to turn out for them, I'm not too sure. But that is going to be the question here tonight, is how can these guys handle it, as Patrick Lucio now comes by with his time in his number 44 Sports Fanatics. Here's Kyle Mundell in the number 34 Waterloo Brewing Toyota Camry, currently running in 5th here on his second lap, I believe this is. We'll see if he's going to be able to catch up to Steven at all. He's got to shave a second off of his previous lap. That is quite a feat to handle. Big slide there, leaving the S's. That is going to be a difficult thing to try to keep up speed as he heads now into the bus stop. A little bit more contact there, a bit of a slide with the curbs. It's deadly. Looks like he just clipped the grass there too. I wonder if that gave him a 1X. That might have happened. So I got to give another big thanks though to WEAG Designs for allowing us to sponsor this race here at Watkins Glen. It's fantastic to have WEAG on board, and as Steven put it, as he is the Black Designs Cup Series, you know, he's the main primary sponsor. He does not have an inferiority complex compared to certain other companies that have been involved with racing, which on the stream shall not be named. As Kyle Mundell crosses the line right there, and he does not improve. Oh, he does. He does improve. Gets it under half a second. That is close, and Brian Fradian is your second closest guy. It looks like, oh, he just disconnected. Unfortunate. But still, that is very close. Brian Fradian, the only person able to put up a fight against him. Looks like Kyle Mundell is going to get a couple of extra practice laps in here as now. We're going to follow along with Matthew Malavagna. They're in the number 85. Yeah. There it is. That's going to be a common thing we're going to be seeing here tonight, running through the bus stop. It is just so easy to fly off. I'll have to ask him about his paint a little bit later. I have not seen this, and I was not given any notes on what it was, so zoom out a little bit. I don't think even zooming out is going to help. I have no idea what this is. The fascinating paints you'll find here at CASCAR. If you're looking for fantastic paints, make sure you check out WEAG Designs. Pascalo is able to put on some fantastic paints for a lot of these guys, and you'll see a lot of the Equipment Geek racers driving those. But also make sure you check out Black Designs as well, as they also hold a bunch of great paints. Looks like, I believe it. Yeah, it looks like with that crossing, it did not allow him to keep the lap. So he's now going to have to be on a second lap and hope that it's good. Let's see how he handles it. He's going to take it a lot easier through the S's than some of these guys. Matthew told me before the race started that this is going to be a second ever tour start. And here in CASCAR, that's impressive because a lot of these guys have had a lot more experience. Hey, Steven, I just see your chat now. Chip, yes. Sadly, Will Cloud was not able to make it here tonight and join our race. I know it's kind of disappointing, but I'll see if I can convince him to come next week so he can run in the Sunchip French Onion paint. You can see the air, right, Steven? Here comes Malvania now, coming into the last 2 turns. You can see his braking zone just a little bit earlier before some of the other guys, but a lot more stable now. Going through there, sliding the wheels on exit as we now go through the final turn. Rather tricky that turn too, as the pit lane is right there. So it's gonna have to be something to watch for. See the air at Martinsville, okay. Alright, and that puts Matthew Malvania in 14th. 5.92 seconds off of original pace from Stephen Black. Alright, so that is, I believe, everyone. Yep, that's what I can see on my pit board at least. Everyone was qualified. We'll be heading now into our race session. So we'll be right back here on twitch.tv/4club. All right, hello everyone. We are back here at CASCAR. This is going to be the CASCAR at the Glen, brought to you by WEAG Designs. Honestly, this is going to be a really fantastic race. It's going to be super cool to see how everyone is able to handle it, and I'm definitely excited. That is for sure. So, CASCAR at the Glen, how is that going to turn out? I am excited to see this short road course here with a whole bunch of stock cars that don't like to turn. It's going to see just how everyone is able to handle this tough track. A lot of sliding we're going to be seeing, a lot of turn 1 and the S's death. We'll see how everyone's able to handle the bus stop as your grid comes through here. All right, now, so before we continue on, we're going to go ahead and bring up Stephen Black, your leader in qualifying. Stephen, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
I got you now.
Well, you just qualified on pole here with CASCAR at the Glen. How are you feeling?
Going pretty fast. I think we have some good setup as far as what we can do with the fixed setup. I didn't change anything, so really comfortable here. This is probably my favorite road course to run. So.
Well, it looks like Brian is going to be very competitive today. He was only a little bit over a 10th off your time. And do you think you can keep up your consistency to stay away from him?
I hope so. I know Brian's more of a road racer than I am, but I hope that the experience of having these cars helps me out a little bit. I know tires are really quick to fall off here, so we'll see where it puts us at the end.
All right, Stephen. Well, thank you very much for your time. Good luck. Is there anything you want to say to our audience before I let you go and you go to green?
Shout out to West Gallo for sponsoring this race. It's a shame he couldn't be here with us.
All right. Thank you very much, Stephen, for your time, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that was Stephen Black in the number 98, who's leading this field. You're going to see him on the inside lane there with that black and red Toyota Camry. We'll get a little bit closer look after we get through the first couple of turns. We'll see how all that runs out here. All right, now as they come down to the line, there it is, green flag, and away we go here at CASCAR. This is the Glen, and honestly, I'm excited to see how these guys are going to do it. Stephen Black gets off to a fantastic start. Brian Freddy, and just a little bit slower, but he's been able to keep up some good speed, and it looks like no turn 1 death. We've done a fantastic job. Fantastic. Sylvan Seguin backs off a whole ton to make sure he does not get involved in anything. You can see Paul Ems there trying to chase down Kyle Mundell as they head through the S's. Everyone is able to hold on to it so far. Yep, they get through. There has been no major issues crossing that bridge as we now head down the backstretch before heading to the bus stop. Stephen Black is pulling away. That gap has increased to 0.6 here at the Glen. Honestly, what a move he's been on. Whoa, we just saw a huge checkup there between Paul Ems and Brandon Fiedler. These guys are right on top of each other, and I am sure that that battle is going to be something we're going to continue to watch here at this short road course. We have 45 laps here. Competition yellow is going to be on lap number 22, so keep an eye out for that here as we go into the final corners of our first lap. Heading down the chute before the final corner. Here we go. And it looks like everyone's been able to hold on to it. Yeah, no death on turn one or even the entire first lap. That is great to see. These guys, we saw this at Canadian Tire. Forgot the name there for a second. It's been so long. But everyone has been able to really hold on to these cars this entire season, and that is fantastic to see as we go here at the Glen. All right, so Stephen Black leads the field here. You can see how that gap has increased already up to a second. He is pulling away from Brian Fredien, but at the extent of killing his tires, I think Brian is going to be trying to save just a little bit more as Greg is able to keep up in that P3 slot for the moment. Looking down a little bit of the field there, we're going to see a pass there. That's Kyle Mundell on the outside of the 22 of Greg Snellgrove. Is he going to make that pass? He does. Mundell makes the pass for a moment as they now fight going down that little chute before the penultimate corner. Greg Snellgrove looking to see if he can get it. Greg is going to be having an advantage here if he can get this crossover done just right, but it looks like Mundell is just that little bit too far ahead. If Greg had timed it just right, he'd be able to be on the inside here for the ultimate corner, but it looks like he was not able to get the speed as Paul M's big slide leaving the final turn that we just saw right there, but he's been able to hold on to it, and Stephen Black just sets the fastest. No, Brian Fredien sets the fastest lap of this race. You can see just how much he does have to fight going into turn number one and how close it is just going to continue to be. As we look down just a little bit further, I believe, yep, that's Jeffrey Bug here. And the nose being the shirt I am wearing today. As it's called, the NASCAR line. Just overshooting the turn just a little bit. Sadly, that is something we're going to see a lot of. But there's nothing you can do about it. It's just a lot of the challenges these cars are going to make. But you can see that's a new version of his car, which looks pretty good. Paul M's, though, he's had a little bit of a fall off, but it looks like he's still interested to try to throw up a good battle for the moment. As we just look a little bit further ahead, it looked like Greg was leaving a big old space there for the number 39 of Brandon Fiedler. I don't know if that's going to continue now as Greg is able to pull away just a little bit more. Oh boy, Jeff completely runs off the line, and he has to rejoin the track back there. And that is going to put him down some more spots. Unfortunate, but that is the kind of thing you have to watch out for here at the Glen. Your brakes just decide they don't want to work sometimes, and we're going to see that heading into turn number one here, if they're going to be able to hold on to it. You can see just how close Brandon is trying to overtake Greg. It's really close as they go now into the S's. That crashed feature car is so loose there, leaving the S's going over the bridge. It is a wonder how these guys are able to hold on to it, as your car just wants to snap oversteer the entire time. But this is an important playoff race, and I think that is what is helping keep these guys in contention. At this rate right now, it looks like Greg and Brandon are going to be safe in the playoff spot. It looks like Paul probably is going to be as well, as he's pretty decently high up. But they still got to keep an eye out for it. Michael Jennings, even though he's second in the championship, being down right now during the playoffs is not where you want to be. Same with Marc LaPierre. He's further down. Same with Tyler. And worst of all, Patrick Coluccio, who's currently running at the rear of the field. That is going to make things very difficult for him. Trying to keep up in points as Greg gets a big slide there, leaving the penultimate corner, but he's able to hold on to it as they go into the final turn, as they head down now into turn number one. That's going to put Brandon Fiedler across the line, potentially first. It's a drag race across. Greg still has it, but Brandon is going to have that inside line now. As we head into turn number one, Greg backs out. He's not going to try to challenge him on that. Now Paul M's looking on the inside there as Greg has to take the NASCAR line. He gets through, and that allows Jeffrey Belt to slip by as well. What a move that Brandon was able to just put on to Greg's elbow there, moving him from fourth all the way down into seventh. What a move. As As we head through the bus stop once again, you can see just how much these cars have to fight to try to make it through there. These things don't want to take that bus stop. They just want to go straight. But it looks like these guys are able to hold on to it really well. Two drivers that they've completely clocked out for the moment, and I mean completely, are going to be Brian Fradienne and Stephen Black. You can see these two right here on your screen right now. They're the only ones near each other when it comes to your front runners. Stephen Black is almost over a second and a half ahead of Fradienne there, especially when he has a big runoff leaving the final turn. Heading into turn number 1, that's just going to keep extending that gap. But it is hard to keep these cars around this circuit nice and straight, so I'm not surprised. The only other person that might even have a chance for the moment until that caution comes out is going to be Kyle Mundell, which you can see just how much of the momentum had to shift back to see where they are in the circuit. That's a 3-second gap between third and fourth, and it just shows how much these guys are able to keep a good grip on the cars. As another gap increases, that's going to be Brandon Fiedler outrunning Jeffrey Belk, who is able to make another move and get by Paul Ems. That's going to be good points here for Equipment Geek Racing, and that's going to be real tough right now for the Great White North, who I believe did overtake in team points leaving Nashville. However, it is going to make things a bit more difficult, as now there's going to be a big team championship battle. So aside from Cody Snyder, who is their part-time rookie driver, I believe, that is going to have all of Equipment Geek running currently in your top 5. But someone we just saw who had a really big run of bad luck there is Brady Floyd, as he completely just overdrove the second to last corner. He rejoins okay. I'm sure he gave Michael Jennings there a little bit of a heart attack as he had to move out of the way to make sure he did not get sideswiped by that number 24 Mustang. Jennings locks up going into T1. Another common thing, he has to take that NASCAR line. It looks like Brady's going to have something similar there. As Brady shoots up on the inside, trying to make it through, he heads into the S's leading. Interesting battle here for 9th place. But, hey, it's what you see sometimes. Big slide there out of the 86. You can see him just barely hold on to it. This thing is hard to control. Those cars don't want to make it around the turn, so it's good he's been able to hold on to it even just that bit. Looking up further towards the field, you can see your other drivers. There's Stephen Black running away with this thing, but Brian Fradienne trying to catch up. He's closed that gap just a little bit. So I think right now either Black's trying to be a little bit more consistent or Brian's trying to put a little bit more pressure on. It's a very big battle either way. These two are clearly the fastest drivers here for the moment. I mean, no one else has been able to set a faster lap time than either one of them. And right now, I get to have the pleasure of seeing whose laps are what. And right now, Brian Fradienne is running the faster laps. We're going to see if he's going to be able to keep that up and chase down Steven in that Victos number 81 Toyota Camry. Heading back just a little bit further, you can see Kyle Mundell there. The camera just 360 to see him in that Waterloo Toyota Camry as he's trying his best to catch back up to your front runners. Greg Snowgrove currently running in 7th, hoping to chase down in 6th place the 28 of Paul Ems. We have a slow car there going down the backstretch. Oh goodness, that is Matthew Malavagna completely destroyed heading into the bus stop there. I'm not sure what happened. I have not seen him. And this must have happened pretty recently. Hi Chris, good to see you. And yes, you're completely correct. Mundell is closing as much as he can, as it looks like Stephen Black is pulling away just a little bit more now as he increases that gap up to 2 seconds. Stephen Black, currently your leader here at the Glen, has been able to put on a fantastic season so far as he leads the points heading into our next playoff race. I think right now he's probably the most secure driver on this field, and he sounded very confident in himself during our interview here today, so I'm not surprised that he's been able to put on a good show. If you're looking for some fantastic iRacing pinks, make sure you check out Black Designs or WEAG Designs, our sponsor of today's race with the WEAG Designs 110 for CASCAR at the Glen. It's good to see. It's good to see. very close there to Patrick Coluccio, who looks like he's trying to surrender some positions as he does not want to put too much of a fight. That puts him a lap down now. He's going to have to work real hard to catch back up, but it looks like Steven doesn't really mind too much as he's now going to be hunting for Tyler Callahan, who is currently the lead driver, not a lap down. Good thing for Tyler, at least, is he has a bit of time, and hopefully he can pick up the pace just a little bit before Steven catches him. But you can see just how much Steven is in control of his car here at the Glen. We're going to hop into his camera view now, and I want to see what he's been able to do this entire time to really keep a really good control on his car. You can hear that throttle let off he has through the S's there. As he turns the steering wheel real gentle. He's not trying to force the wheel through during the S's, and he's using the throttle to control the car. That has to be his secret. Honestly, it makes a lot of sense, and it makes a huge difference when you're not just trying to full throttle throughout the circuit. Smooth braking also makes a difference too. Moves down into second gear before heading into the carousel. I still love the sound of this Gen 6 Camaro. It's not Camaro. I'm sorry. Both start with C's. That's my excuse. But they sound so good, and it's. I'm glad the next gen still sounds good. So we're gonna see that if we do switch over that next season, he's able to keep the car under control, leaving the final corner now, heading into lap number 11 of 45 with WEAG Designs 110 at the Glen. He's increased that gap all the way up to 2.7 seconds. What a move. Sometimes it's just really impressive when you see stuff like that. Like, it's just a real good show that Steven's been able to do. He's done it this entire season. Not once has he let up and just let someone else take it. He's been putting the pressure on and hoping to take as many wins as he can. I believe he's up to 4 wins, if I'm not mistaken, here in the season. See a little bit more information there on Steven. As he runs through the carousel once more, able to really keep that car under control before we head down into a little bit rest of our field. All right, well, one person that's been able to close the gap, that is Kyle Mundell right there that we're seeing. He's closed up that gap all the way that we've seen to Brian Fradian. I mean, what a gap that he's been able to close up. It's hard, especially when you have really good drivers like Steven and Brian leading this field. So it's good to show. This is a really good example of just how fast Kyle can be. Kyle got his first interview with us here at Fort Media back in Nashville until he got unfortunately taken out on one of the final restarts. But it looks like he's been able to put on a great show tonight. And hopefully after our next caution that we're going to be seeing on lap number 22, 9 laps away from now, we're going to see if he's going to be able to hold on to another fantastic show. And maybe with that caution, it's going to bunch up just enough for Kyle to try and take the lead. Closes up a little bit more there now to the number 81 Victos machine. It's going to be interesting to see if he can really try to make it through. Now, as we head through the carousel once more, you can see just how much these guys are still fighting it. It's not an easy feat to do, that is for sure. A little bit of info here at Watkins Glen. It's a 2.4 mile road course, so that's why I'm able to call it short, because it's a lot shorter than other ones. Nice cool 65 degrees. That's good. That's good. I apologize for Nightbot being a little bit sensitive, we'll say. But just try not to put a little bit too many emojis or exclamation points or anything like that, as Nightbot is not a fan. Alright, we're watching now. This is number 34. Is closing the gap up to the 81. There you go. All right. They head into the bus stop now. You can see just how close he is. I want to get a little bit better of a camera angle and really see how close they are. Let's see. That gap only, far at 5 car lengths, I'd say. Ish. So that is a good attempt that Kyle's going to have right here. He seems to be dropping off just a little bit through the carousel, but I'm pretty sure heading into turns, the final turns, and to turn number 1, we're going to see that change. Honestly, a really good strategy right now would be to find out how much you need to back off on how much you need to push. Because if you're going to be pushing nonstop this entire time, your tires are just going to die. Is it very close there as Steven gets by Patrick Coluccio's. Coluccio's into the wall. That's a car stopped on the racing surface. They just make it through. That was a close one. Pretty sure that is a Sector 1 yellow, if I'm not mistaken, if I've ever seen one. But they're back to green now as Patrick was able to put himself back into the pits with the toe. Very close there. That has to be a huge heart attack there for the number 81, especially now as he has a big red Toyota Camry in his mirror. He's got to keep an eye out for it. Now as they head through the bus stop, you can see just how much they have to fight it. Once again, that gap is closing. It's allowing Stephen Black to increase his lead once more, all the way up to almost 5.5 seconds. What a move. I mean, oof, he's gone. Another massive gap is going to be between 3rd and 4th place. Mundell is just constantly gaining on Jeffrey Belk there, and Belk on M's. Do the final turn here. This is the real question. Is Kyle going to try to pressure Brian, or is he going to try to overtake him? That's the real question here. And what kind of strategies are they going to use if it's either one? Looks like Brian has to take the NASCAR line there. Bit of a lockup, I'm assuming, as they now head through the S's, just barely able to keep these things under control. A lot slower now through the S's than they have been. Their last lap time was a 16.6 compared to his best of a 13. As Mundell is on the inside, he gets through on the backstretch. And now that is going to put Mundell all the way up into 2nd position. He's going to be starting now. If he can keep the pit stop to a really short time and have a good stop, he's going to be starting on that outside lane in the front row. That is going to be your equalizer you're seeing here at the Glen. Lap number 22, that's when our competition yellow is going to come out, and that is going to be when everyone makes a really big run for it. However, that has given a good chance now to Jeffrey Belk to catch up. As Brian Fradian goes into the pits early, I think he's trying to see if he can save his tires and fuel and get himself into a better leading position. But he has to be mindful, though, as he's now going to be falling really far behind. Oh, I don't know why that changed to him, but there we go. So now with Jeffrey Belk following along, he's going to see what he can do to try to close up that gap between him and Mundell. That is now a 30-second gap between Belk and Ems. What? Jesus. That is just... That's the problem when you have not a huge list of cars here, is that's all you see. A lot of guys coming into pit a little bit more frequently now. I think they're trying to see what strategy calls they can make before they head into your competition. Stephen Black has clocked out now, although that gap has been falling just a bit more now. Let's see, as we bring up your drivers currently in pit road. Only Cody Snyder for the moment. All right. Looks like Steven's just a little bit more inconsistent now. Looking a little bit back further in the field, we can see here, this is the number 39 of Brandon Fiedler, putting pressure on Brian Fradian, trying to catch up as Paul went into the pits. Marco LaPierre is going to be getting himself a lap here in just a moment. We're going to hop over and see how it goes. As Steven shoots up on the inside now, going into the bus stop. Marco's going to let him through. Does not want to put too much of a fight, as it's not fun, that's for sure. And that is going to slow Steven down, too. It's not going to make it quite as easy for him to just absolutely run away with this thing anymore. He has to now try to catch up to other drivers, too. I believe he's going to be catching up to Brady Floyd next, who's, oh, decent far away. Never mind. Yeah, I was expecting Steven to just be right there. But it looks like Steven is now going to be catching Matthew Malavagna, putting him 3 laps down. Heading through the final turn there. The good part, though, is that Malavagna, even though this is second Roadstar, has gotten a little bit of pit road time and just repaired his car. Is now Stephen Black goes into the pit. So does Mundell. Belk stays out. Belk is now going to be your lead guy without a pit stop. Everyone else has taken one. So it looks like that is the strategy call for a moment. There probably just was not, not enough fuel to make it to the competition. So they're trying to come in and make sure they can make it at least. So is this going to benefit, or is this going to really hurt Jeff here as he's leading, which is really nice for him, but also is going to make things a lot more difficult in the future, as he's now going to have to come down pit road either now or later. Leaving the pit road, it's going to be Brian Fradian, who turns out ahead, putting him now into second place. Mundell, not far behind, is now going to put the pressure on once again to try to catch up. Steve has had some issues and is now resting in the pits, putting him currently in 9th. Not sure what was wrong with his car. It looks like he's had a lot of damage. Now Jeffrey Belk comes into the pits, and that's going to be, if that pit stop is not fast enough, that's going to put Brian Fradian into the lead, as we're on lap number 18 of 45, not 22. Thank you everyone that has come out so far. Make sure you comment who you want to win this race here tonight with our 15 cars out on track. So with Belk in the pits, is he going to be able to keep the position? I'm not too sure. Hop over to Jeff, and he's just leaving the pits, but I think Jeff is going to get it. They head now into turn number 1. Here it goes. I think Jeff's got it. Yep, Jeff has got it. He's got it by just a hair. That was a really good play that we just saw there out of Jeffrey Belk. He pit at just the right time and has allowed him to now keep the lead. Stephen Black is still in 9th position, falling really far back after that unfortunate pit stop he had. I'm not sure if he had damage or what happened, but that has thrown him back in the field. As Brian Fradian and Kyle Mundell chase back up to your leader, Jeffrey Belk. It looks like the number 39 and Brandon Fiedler is up in this mix too. That pit stop that they just took now before the competition has really allowed them to come back into contention, as Stephen Black is able to not quite run away with as much as he had. Looks like Mr. Hybrid now is in the pits. That's the 86 and Michael Jennings. He's leaving. Jennings is going to be able to maintain a 9th place position. So Stephen Black up in 8th, 40 seconds back. I think right now this pit battle as we head into our competition in just 3 laps time to make things quite interesting. Number 81, Victos Machine runs wide. That's Brian Fradian. Now Kyle Mundell is going to see if he can make another move. That NASCAR line, as much as it seems faster sometimes, it's not. Heading through the S's, you can see just how much pressure that 34 is trying to put on to the 81. Heading down the backstretch. That gap closes once more. It seems like, from what I'm understanding, Mundell struggles just a little bit more into the carousel than Fradian does. However, they're still able to be very fast, and it's clearly proving that, as they are very, very competitive. Before these guys pit, it was Mundell that was able to make it by the number 81 of Brian Fradian. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it again. It was a hard battle, and you got just lucky that he was able to do it going into the bus stop. Watkins on this roughly 2.5-mile short road course. It has been proving an interesting spectacle here at CASCAR. The WEAG Designs 110 brought to you by WEAG Designs, obviously. Make sure if you want to get some fantastic paints, you check out WEAG Designs. Brian's paint right there. Everyone is designed by Weston over at WEAG, as is your leaders here. Heading through the bus stop now, we can see that it looks like Mundell's kind of resided to a third place for the moment. He's not going to put too much pressure on him. He doesn't want to make it too chaotic. Running through these last couple of turns there. I don't know why the camera looks through that picture guy, but alright. To make sure everyone gets through. That's some good communication skills that you're going to want to do. As they now fight going into turn number 1. It is lap number 22. Here, who is going to get the position? That's the real question. 81 stays out front. Mundell out wide. They head now through turn number 1. They head through, and it looks like Fradian's able to just edge out Mundell there. What a run they had, though, heading into that one. Honestly, that must have been scary. They head now through the S's. This is the race to watch here as Jeff Belk runs away. The 81 of Brian Fradian runs out wide. He tries to throw a block. He throws a block on Mundell. Mundell moves down. He's not going to back down quite yet. They head now through the bus stop. You can see just how much pressure that he is under trying to get through as there's lap cars all around that they're going to have to get through in this final lap before the competition yellow. All right, here's the shoot before the penultimate corner. Let's see what Mundell can do. That was a really close block that we had going into the bus stop region. So we head now into the penultimate corner. It looks like he's not going to throw anything too deep, but this is the place if you're going to do it. Sylvan Sequin there is going to be in the way heading into the final turn. Yeah, I don't think it's enough for Mundell to try to get through unless Sylvan's going to throw a block. He does just that little bit. It's going to require single file racing as they cross the line here as they enter lap number 23, and the caution comes out for your competition yellow. What a race we saw there at the finish. Mundell putting a whole ton of pressure on, trying to make things interesting. And honestly, if anyone has succeeded, that is for sure. What a change that the 34 was able to make. Able to really fight back after that pit stop. And honestly, that's a real good move. I'm glad that your top 4 was all nice and close here before we got into your competition yellow. All right, so with that one, we're going to go ahead and bring up your leader at the moment, who's leading as he gets the stage points. That's Jeff Belk in the number 55. Jeffrey, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. You just got yourself a whole bunch of stage points here at CASCAR at the Glen. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I was not expecting to do as well as I did.
I mean, right now, I think the thing that really allowed the field to change up is Steven had an issue in the pits, and it allowed you to really come back and make a difference.
We were actually all trying to figure out what had happened to Steve, so that would be interesting. For as far as this, I think I'm good in the mid-run, but the early run, the late run, the car just feels loose as all heck.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, the tires just fall off so easily here at the Glen. I mean, it's hard to keep this thing under control. You can see that even on the broadcast. You guys were having to fight this car the entire way around.
Yeah, I know there was 2 times off of turn 11. I'm pretty sure you got a good glimpse of it, just almost completely sideways off the corner.
Yeah, it's pretty common. We've seen that with a lot of guys there. We saw that especially with some of your lower ones currently in the field. They were having a lot of struggles getting around these turns without spinning out. So at least you're able to hold on to it so far this entire time. But you've been under a lot of pressure from Fradian and Mundell. How have you been able to handle that?
You know what, the honest to God truth, I haven't.
What do you mean? You're going to have to elaborate a little bit.
Brian is very quick here, and I was just lucky to be able to get ahead of him off the pit road. If not for that, I would have had nothing for him.
Honestly, it's very understandable. I mean, each of these guys here that we see are very competitive, and it's a real struggle trying to keep this car in place, and if they have experience, then that's the name of the game. All right, well, what's going to be your strategy call going forward here at Watkins Glen?
Right here, we're just going to fill her up, get tires, and see if we can take it to the end of the race.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Sometimes survival is going to allow you to win this race. Do you think you have a chance to win?
Slim chance. I want to get the Noah's Me machine to win.
I got the shirt on to support you. No worries.
Let's do it then.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. Is there anything you want to say out to our audience before I let you back down?
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be able to get a full throwdown here of the people connected with this.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Jeff, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was Jeffrey Belk in the number 55. Nicknamed Greg because I cannot say names at all. All right, let's bring up another person up here. Let's bring up Kyle Mundell, who was able to put on a fantastic show. I want to see what his comments are on the fantastic well job he has done. Kyle, let's open the booth. Do you read me?
Hey, Noah, how are you?
I'm doing all right. You just put on a fantastic show for our audience out there in that last couple of laps. How are you doing?
A little sad I'm in third here and gonna exit the pits a little further back.
I mean, still, you had a fantastic run into your last couple of laps. How have you been able to just be so fast?
Just consistency. You got the same marks for each corner, and as long as you hit them properly, it's minimizing mistakes here is how you're gonna win.
That makes a lot of sense to me. You said you're a little bit further back, but I don't see that. You're still running in third.
All right, I think, yeah, I'm just losing it. Brian's fast.
Brian is fast. We saw that a lot earlier on. Do you think you're going to be able to catch him once again? You were able to do it before the pit stop crew that you guys all went in.
Yeah, I got by him, and then he tried the undercut, and I'm thinking he's going to try it again, and I think this time I might have to cover him on the first lap instead of trying to keep up with Steve.
That makes a lot of sense, but right now, currently, Stephen Black is in 5th position. Are you too worried about him right now?
I mean, yeah, all the cars I can see in the top 5 here, 81, 55, 39, 98, they're all fast.
All right. I can see how that's a bit of pressure on you.
Still a little nervous, yeah, just going towards 0x, that's all I'm hoping for tonight.
That makes a lot of sense to me. You've been able to keep this car under really good control, and you've done a really great job so far. Is there anything you want to say to our audience before I let you go?
No, just thanks for watching, and appreciate you putting this on, Noah.
Glad to do it. Thank you very much for your time, Kyle, and good luck.
Cheers.
Right, that was Kyle Mundell in the number 34 Waterloo Brewing Toyota Camry. Now for your last interview, let's go ahead and bring... I was going to bring up Brian, but no. I'm going to bring up Stephen Black, because I want to find out what happened on that pit stop there that allowed him to just fall back so far. Steve, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
Yeah, I got you.
Alright, I got a very burning question in my mind right now. What happened? How did you fall down to 8th?
I got a pit road penalty. I went 48, about halfway down pit road, and I didn't realize it. Pit road speed's so slow, I just didn't even notice.
Ah, okay. So, speeding and pit road penalty. Wow, that was... It clearly hurt you a lot. I mean, you fell down all the way from 1st to 8th, and you had an insane lead.
Yeah, it was a 40-second hold, so...
Oof.
Really hurt us in the long run there, so... But, luckily the stage brake, was a thing, and, we're back up here, and maybe we'll get around these guys. I kind of noticed yesterday, some practice laps, that, the dirty air hurts the car a lot here in the passing zones, but, we'll see how it plays out.
Well, we already know that you got a fast car. You're able to put on some excellent laps, and you would definitely have a more consistent time than a lot of these guys out in front of you. Do you think you can get by him real quick?
I kind of hope so. Like I said, during practice, it was kind of plowing a little bit if you were behind somebody, but hopefully I can kind of mitigate that, and the cold tires will give me a little bit of help when it comes to getting around people, but we'll see.
All right, that makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you very much for your time, Steven. Is there anything you wanted to say to our audience before I let you go?
Yep, thank you for everyone coming out to watch, and thank you for broadcasting.
Glad to do it. Thank you very much for your time, Steven, and good luck.
Yep, shout out to Chip.
All right, that was Stephen Black in the number 98 Toyota Camry. is the lights on the pace car are still on, but everyone's getting really ready to go. So, before you go back to green, let's go ahead and bring up the number 81 of Brian Fradian so we can see how he is doing right now leading this field. Brian, step in the booth. Do you read me?
How are you doing?
Well, currently you're leading the field, so I'm doing okay, but how are you doing?
Doing good. I would have liked to win that last stage, but being able to start from the pole, or start stage 2 from first place is pretty nice. Just trying to keep it clean, to be honest. So, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense to me. You had a really good run earlier on in this race. You were able to put on a huge offensive against Steven, and then you and Kyle had an amazing show going on through the entire race so far.
It's been good. It was a little frustrating watching Steven run away, but I was trying to just save my tires as much as possible so I could hold off Kyle until I pitted. So yeah.
Well, one thing this is going to have is really good playoff implications. I think this is going to help you a lot.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is, I think Jeff's going to get dinged for pit road infraction, and I'm going to get dinged for not having a playoff banner because Photoshop decided to quadruple the size of the file, and Trading Paints went, no, that's too big. I went, oh well, guess that's that.
Oof.
Yeah. So team points are going to be a little, no matter what, not as nice, but just try and finish as best as possible and go from there.
Well, we're going to see what you're going to be able to do. We know you're fast here, and you've put on an excellent show so far. You got a lot of fast guys around you. Are you nervous at all?
I'm just going to try, and not really. I'm just going to try and hit my marks. I was able to do it with Kyle behind me, and towards the end of it's going to be interesting towards the end of the tire life, because I was kind of overdriving it. I got to remind myself just to not do that.
All right. Well, you've put on an excellent show so far, and I'm excited to see what comes up of it. Now, before the pace car goes green, is there anything you want to say to the audience here?
I just want to say thanks for watching, and then thank the guys at EG and all the sponsors. It really means a lot. So hopefully we can put on a good show for the rest of the race. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Brian. I appreciate it, and good luck.
Have a good night.
All right, that was Brian Fradian in the number 81 Toyota Camry Victos. Well, not too much of this race left to go, just a bit over halfway. Brian Fradian is going to be leading the field to green as our Porsche pace car leads off our field. I think the thing to watch tonight is going to be that 81 and 55. 81, 55, 34, and 98. I mean, they're all able to put on such a wonderful show as we go green flag racing once again here at CASCAR. As your field runs by, we head into turn number 1. Brian Fradian's able to hold it really good there. Jeffrey Belk throwing a little bit of a block to the outside, moves down. That's going to put Kyle Mundell now into 3rd position, and he is going to have to fight for it. He's able to not take that NASCAR, and it looks like Brandon Fiedler had to take it. And that is going to be a bit unfortunate for him, as now Jeffrey Belk is out to the lead. A bit of a slow move that we just saw out of the 81 of Brian Fradian as they're now heading through the S's. You can see they're doing 2 wide racing out here. That's Stephen Black already on the move. Oh, big spin we just saw there out of Jeffrey Belk as they now head into the S's. That is going to put Brian Fradian into the lead. Jeffrey Belk just spins, leaving the S's. We knew it was going to be hard, and those cold tires did not help him. Now we got a big fight here right now between Brian Fradian, Kyle Mundell, and Brandon Fiedler. Fiedler now trying to help his teammate by holding off Stephen Black, but Stephen is on the move. Brady Floyd now hoping to get in a little bit of contention here, but I don't know how much he's going to be able to stay into it. Into the penultimate corner, here they go. That's Stephen Black moving on the inside of the number 39. He takes that inside line. Looks like, yeah, he clears him. I was going to say that he was not quite enough. And the 39 is going to have the inside lane going into the final corner, but it looks like that is not going to be the case as we head down your front stretch. And Brian Fradian leads the lap here, entering lap number 29 at CASCAR at the Glen, brought to you by WEAG Designs. Huge block we just saw there out of Kyle Mundell. He's not going to let Stephen Black by easily at all. We know how easy it is for Stephen to get by some of these times, but Stephen is complaining about how much his car is plowing in the corners under your passing zones. So it looks like right now that's going to be the challenge as he moves to the outside of Mundell. That is going to allow Brian Fradian to run away just a little bit more as he heads down to the X stretch, heading into the bus stop. Don't know why I couldn't say bus stop there for a second. And here they go. That's Stephen Black up into 2nd. This is the part where it's going to be the hardest for Fradian to hold on to the lead. Steven has a choice right now. Is he going to put the pressure on, or is he going to try to get by as soon as possible? Steven likes to kind of play it both ways, so it is a really big toss-up to see which one he's going to take. Heading into turn, I need to know the turn numbers, into the penultimate corner, and now into the final. You can see just how close they are. Honestly, that is a lot of pressure to be under, and I'm glad that Brian has been able to hold on to it so far. Thank you once again to all of our sponsors that are out here tonight. Also, Pierce Graphics, and allows us to have our overlays that are very interesting as Stephen Black looks to the inside. Not going to be enough as Brian Fredian cuts him off. Steven's got to be careful with those inside looks. That is going to slow him down if he looks a little bit too much. That racing line is going to get in a bit more of trouble. Mundell, though, able to really hold on to it, except for that slide that we just saw there that basically the entire field had, leaving the first pass going into the second. That's going to make it difficult. Heading through the bus stop here, you can see that 81 is still able to hold on to it better than just about anyone else for the moment. Even Steven having a little bit more issues as they now round through the carousel. Shoot right here, you can see just how much they're trying to put each other under pressure. Right now, Mundell trying to bear down on Steven as you have a Toyota 1, 2, 3, 4, and Brady Floyd in 5th. The highest placing Camaro right now is Greg Snowgrove in 6th. Heading down the front stretch here at the Glen. That's an extension of the lead that we're seeing right now with Brian Fredian, as he sets the new fastest lap of the race, a 1:13 almost dead. Wow, what a move. It is impressive to see these guys able to hold on to it so well here at this track, even with the slides that we're seeing. I mean, these cars are just hard to drive. Because, of course, that's a contact there we just saw with Stephen Black and the wall into the S there. That is not going to help Steven at all, as he's now under more pressure from Kyle Mundell as they head out into the bus stop. Stephen Black throws a block. Is it going to be enough? It is for right now, but that is going to give a big chance to Brandon Fiedler to catch up as Fredian runs away with this thing. This is going to be the battle right now, is for second place. You see the 4th place of Brandon Fiedler right now, really hoping to make some moves as Mundell seems a bit slow. He moves out of the way. He's not going to let it take it for the moment. He might have had some damage. All right, that's Fiedler now up into 3rd position. He's going to try to put a bit more onto Stephen Black and hopefully try to get through. Although you can see that gap now is starting to increase between every single position. Nobody's really on top of each other anymore. I guess probably your closest battle that we have right now is between Mark LaPierre and Tyler Hallahan. We're going to watch that just a little bit. Now, as they head through turns, well, the final turn, as they head down the front stretch, it looks like Mark is able to just edge out Tyler that little bit more down the front stretch. Tyler Hallahan has had a really rough season so far, and he's right now going to be having a big fight to see if he can stay in contention. I think after this race, he's probably going to be out of the playoffs. I mean, that's a rough one. As Mark LaPierre, though, spins, leaving turn number 1. That puts Tyler Hallahan up into 11th position. Jumping back up to the front right now, we see that Brandon Fiedler is closing that gap between him and Stephen Black. That gap has shrunk since the last time we saw it. Brian Fredian continues to grow. He's on the move and not going to let anyone take it away. Now into the final corner, you see that 39 trying to take a little bit more of a precise racing line. He's not trying to, dive around and keep it. He's trying to stay nice and smooth, which is going to be the thing that is going to allow him to get by Steven if that's going to be the move he tries to play. After that big crash, Jeffrey Belk is currently running in the 10th position. Big slide there out of the final turn. He has a lot of damage. You can see how much it is to handle that car going down the front stretch. Brian Fredian here at the Glen. Stephen Black trying to do his best to run away right now from Brandon Fiedler, but it looks like Fiedler is really excelling under this draft condition. He is not, struggling, unlike Steven, who is. Looks like the bus stop is that 39's time to shine as he closes that gap just a little bit more, but the carousel, Steven is able to take it just that little bit better, especially on entry. This is the time also for Mundell to catch back up These guys are close once again. Heading now into the last couple of turns. You can see it right there. That's Stephen Black. Under pressure. I mean, there's not too much more I can say about it, but I mean, the pressure that he is under right now is immense. He's got two really fast drivers that are good at road courses bearing down on him as they head down the front straight once again. Mundell struggling just a little bit more. I don't know how Steven does it, but he just is somehow faster on these front stretches. Usually through turn number 1, everyone's able to hold on to it real well. No, you know, taking the NASCAR line there. Viewers at home, comment who's going to win this race. I mean, this is under a lot of pressure right now for all these guys to succeed. At number 39, Toyota Camry is doing his best to catch up to Stephen Black, but it looks like Steven's able to edge out just a little bit more through here. Except in the bus stop, Steven seems to just struggle a little bit more than Brandon does. Heading into these next couple of turns, they're trying to really hold on to it. I think this is the point where the tires are either in or out. It's a, you know, true false kind of thing, not a who's able to handle it better. A bit more smoke we're seeing right there. That's Matthew Malvani into the pits once again. Make sure if you want to get your fantastic paint schemes today, check out WEAG Designs. He's able to design that wonderful looking number 39 Toyota Camry that we're seeing right now for Brandon Fiedler. Stephen Black goes into the pits. Oh no, Stephen Black had a I think that's a thoroughbred fell. I don't see him on the board. That puts... Oh man, that's rough for Stephen. Unfortunate. Yeah, I don't see him on the board. He's oh man. Brandon Fiedler now up into second position. He's got a better run. All right, we're here with your last almost 10 laps. As soon as we cross the line, that's going to be 10. 2.15 second gap right now between Fradian and Fiedler. It's an EG 1-2 for the moment, as Kyle Mundell is hoping to make any kind of move he can to try and catch up. The next battle that we're seeing right now is Greg Snowgrove on the outside of Brady Floyd as they head into the final couple of turns. Greg's going to be on the inside here as they head into your final one. I think that's going to be able to Greg get by Brady. There they go into the final turn. Brady's just that little bit faster, though, into the entrance of the corner, but it looks like they're going to have a drag race across the line. Brady Floyd's just able to edge him out just that little bit more. All right, they head now into the first turn. Brady Floyd does not lock it up. He keeps on the main line. Greg Snowgrove. Oh, Brady Floyd overshoots it. He takes the NASCAR line. Greg Snowgrove looking to the inside at his quarter door. They're very close now as they head through the S's. Bit of a flip there of the grass for Greg. This is a battle for fourth, by the way. Brady Floyd now runs away, going down the backstretch. This is the chance for Greg Snowgrove, though, to try to catch up and see what he can do to get by. He runs to the bus stop. It looks like he and Brady take it a very similar way. That gap has not changed much. Power surge. Is that what you said, Steven? Goodness. Man, I'm sorry they got disconnected from that. That is unfortunate. You were in a great spot, and you're putting on a good show, too. I'm sorry, Steven. That sucks, but thanks for joining in the chat. I'm sorry. Into the final turner they go. Once more, Brady Floyd able to edge out Greg Snowgrove once again. I don't think Greg's going to be able to catch up for right now. Looking through the rest of your field, I think Jeffrey Belk is having a bit of a race from what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and take a look at that and see how he's doing. Yeah, he still got lots of damage. He was able to get by Cody Snyder as Malvani is in the pits once more. I think he might have been staying in there for repairs. I'm not too sure, though. Currently your closest guys on the pits from what I can see. So your leader of this race with less than 10 to go is Brian Fradian as he hunts down Marc Delapierre to put him a lap down. The only person he's got as a threat right now is Brandon Fiedler in that number 39. Mundell is going to be pressuring him, though, in that Waterloo Brewing Toyota Camry. These guys are all going to be having to work as very hard as possible to try to get through. Looking once more, we see that Greg has been able to catch up. It looks like the Carousel is Greg's area to shine. He was able to catch up a bit more as they head now into the final turn once more. Brady's under a lot of pressure to succeed right now, so if he makes a mistake, Greg is going to take it. Down the front just to go by the grandstands. That's where I'm going to be sitting this August, so it's good to see what kind of race we're going to see. Brady runs wide again, taking that NASCAR line. It seems like it's working for him, but it looks like Greg is able to be nice and fast through there as well. I think the part that Greg has to work on right now, if he's going to want to get through, is not clipping the grass. That's what seems to be really slowing him down through the S's. Although it looks like this time he still has a good run. He wraps behind, trying to see if he can dive down to the inside. That's real close as they head into the bus stop. All right, a gap we're seeing close right now is that gap between Freddie and Fleet. Oh my goodness, that's Patrick Coluccio around on the front stretch. He backs up out of the way. It looks like, from what I'm seeing there, that's Patrick Coluccio just around. It looks like a self-spin. I don't see any other evidence of a collision or anything. Oh my goodness, that must have been scary for Brandon, Brian, and Kyle there, as they're now all bunched up again. Your top three all together as they head into turn number 1. If there's a time to be scared for Brian, this is it. He's got a lot of really good drivers right now pressing on his behind, trying to get through. If I'm not mistaken, it's only been one race so far this season that Brian has run and won. Brandon won at Atlanta, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So Brian has to really work right now. I'm trying to remember who won that. In any case, these guys have not won a ton, so they're putting each other under a lot of pressure to just do well. I think right now, the best way for Brian to succeed, if he wins this race, that's almost a guarantee into the next couple rounds here in the playoffs. Even with the ding points he's going to get from not running the playoff banner, but I think we all, get those moments when we work with our paints and they just decide no. He's still able to hold off Brandon Fiedler for right now, though. The two teammates, even though they're teammates, they're going to be battling each other right now. Need to double check, but I don't think one of them's on the bubble. Heading through the S's, we see that gap just expand a little bit more. They're not too close to each other anymore. Of course, as soon as I say that, the 39 is right on the rear bumper now. Oh boy, he shoots the inside. That's a 39 on the inside. 81 still able to take that a little bit later braking. He's got it. This is the part where it gets especially interesting as they both go into the grass. They got a lap car in front of him. What's Sylvan going to do? Who is he going to help out in this case? Yeah, neither of these guys are on the bubble right now, but they're really going to try hard to do what they can to get through. All right, they come through the final turn there. That's Sylvan's time to move out of the way. He moves down to the bottom. He lets him through. It does not give a disadvantage or advantage to everybody in this scenario. That's a close one. Heading now into turn number 1. Mundell, this is, if he wants to make a move like how he made a couple, I shouldn't say a couple, about 20 laps ago, if he wants to really make something interesting again, this is the time. He has to put the pressure on right now. Patrick Coluccio there, they're all passing by on the outside. They get through. Down the backstretch, they're going interesting. That's too wide. We see 39 looking to the outside. He's going to have the inside lane in the bus stop. But it looks like the 81 of Brian Freddie still able to make it through. That's Mundell, though. Oh, no. The number 39 cut the chicane. He has to come back now. That's going to put Brandon into a really tough spot However, Brian is now going to have a little bit less pressure. He doesn't have his teammate bearing down on him anymore, as Mundell is going to do anything he can to catch up. It's 4 to go here with CASCAR at the Glen. If you want to get your fantastic paint designs, like the one that the 81 is running right now in the lead, check out West Gallo with WEAG Designs, as they're the proud sponsor of this race with CASCAR at the Glen. Is that a big wreck I just saw? Am I blind? Oh, it was. I think that's... Is that Movan? Oh, no, that was Sylvan, I think. Woof. Alright, Steven, I can do that. No worries. As they head through now, that's Brian Fradian able to extend his lead just a little bit, but he's got Mundell very even. This is reminiscent now of the stage. Through the bus stop they go. You can see just how close they are. Mundell not able to take it just quite as well. This is the time that they have to put the best racing on. Leaving the carousel now, down into the chute before your last 2 corners. They've got a gap. The only person right now that can really make a change is going to be Brandon Fiedler, but he is just 2 seconds back, and I don't think he's going to be able to catch up, as Brian Fradian leads into the final corner to enter lap number 43, all 45. Not as good as the lap that we've seen on Mundell. He's falling back. All right, into the S's now. Mundell, it looks like he's just fallen off the pace. He can't keep up. Then number 34, Waterloo Brewing, Toyota Camry. While very impressive, the speed he's having is just not enough. We see there on the pit board that Greg Snowgrove was able to get by Brady Floyd. I don't know how long that's been. I've been watching this battle up here. Brian continues to run out in front. That gap closing just very slightly, but it's not enough to make a difference. We've got 2 to go here as we cross the line this next time by. One thing that I think is really making the difference right now is the control of wheel hop that you're seeing out of your top 3 compared to the rest of the field. As they're like clutching down into the lower gears, they're able to just keep this car under control and not have tons of wheel spin. Going to the corners, that's Kyle Mundell moving down low. I think he might be having some issues. All right, we have 2 to go now. Going into turn number 1, they're able to hold it on. Oh man, this is tense. NASCAR line there for Brandon Fiedler, just a little bit. They still have it under control. This is where Jeffrey Belt just a couple laps ago spun out and lost the lead. Brian has it under control for now. He leads going into the carousel. Not too much to go. You can see his tires though. His tires are going. Bit of a slide there we saw on entry. Watkins Glen used to be the host of Formula One. It is not has not done so for a very long time. Is that's now been hosted. I think it was in the 80s that stopped and then moved to a whole bunch of other places, including Indianapolis, Detroit, and now of course Coda. However, this historic racetrack has had its fair share of fantastic moments. Juan Pablo Montoya has won here as well in NASCAR, and that is one of his very few wins. It's been subject to fantastic racing as we're under white flag here with the WEAG Designs 110 CASCAR at the Glen. It looks like your battles for second place as Brandon Fiedler has been able to catch up to Kyle Mundell just that little bit. The slide there we're seeing out of both of them very close to that bridge wall as they head now into the backstretch. Brady Floyd able to get by Snellgrove again. I wish I could be seeing that battle right now, but this is where we got to watch it. Bit of a cut. Mundell slowing down there through the bus stop. This is almost in Brian's hands. He got it as he now leads through the carousel. Big battle for second place we're seeing as we come into your final turns. Looks like Brandon looks to the outside, not quite enough. He has to settle for it now. As they come into the final turn, Brian still leads. He goes into it. That's a deep dive to the inside by the 39. He shoots up. This is a battle for second place. Brian Fradian finishes it. But a big slide there onto Brandon Fiedler slows him down. Kyle Mundell finishes second, and Brandon Fiedler finishes third. Brian Fradian wins here at the CASCAR at the Glen WEAG Designs 110. What a show that we've seen there as we pass by Michael Jennings here in his very awkwardly damaged 86. It's a good record on the last lap, unfortunately, but man, what a Stephen Black, who had been super contentious the entire time, had a power surge or an internet issue or something. What a show. Here on the iRacing.com Motorsports Simulation, we've just seen a great bit of racing there. I mean, super intense. These guys have been able to really keep it together this entire time, and I think right now this is a huge chance to celebrate for all your finishers, and especially over at Equipment Geek Racing, who just finished in 1 and 3 slots. Even Cody Snyder edged out Jeffrey Belk, who had a ton of damage there. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we look through your final finishing positions here in just a little bit. Mundell just... not sure where Mundell went, but... looks like Brian and Brandon are going to do a little bit of a... nope. Just Brian going to do a celebration there. I mean, fantastic show that we've seen out of that performance. I mean, Brian was super nervous that he wouldn't be able to hold on to it, but he just got himself a wonderful win here at the CASCAR Black Designs Cup Series. Come on, do some burnouts, Brian. Okay, all right. I think he's just a little bit too starstruck for the moment, I guess. I don't know. Come on, there's no good camera angles for this? All right, well, chill at TV too, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and bring up these guys for an interview. What a fantastic finish. I couldn't be more impressed. All right, in the third place spot, Brandon Fiedler in the number 39. Let's bring him up. Brandon, it's open the booth. You hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Noah?
You just scored yourself a wonderful third place finish. How are you feeling?
I feel great, knowing that I'm going to be moving on to the next round, beating all the people that I needed to beat today. Feels really good.
Absolutely. I mean, you weren't really in too much danger looking at the points, but still, this is a really good show and allows you to continue on very safely.
Yeah, I thought my goal coming into this was just to stay on track, finish the race. I didn't expect to be battling for the win at the end, to be honest.
I mean, what a wonderful show you were able to put on. How were you able to control your car so well and just really put so much pressure into your leaders?
So I tried to be conservative with my tires going into every corner. I tried to have a longer braking zone instead of trying to get on the brakes hard. And it seemed to work for me. It seemed to save my tires a little bit easier. So once we got into a longer run, I started to reel them in slowly.
That makes a lot of sense, especially with how much you were gaining there towards the end. I mean, it was so close.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get Kyle there going into the final turn, but as soon as I went back to the gas, the car just started to turn sideways. So
we saw that. That was an unfortunate. That was a great battle heading into that final turn. I almost thought you had him.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was probably the most fun I've had at a road course in a long time. So, but yeah, I'm super happy to be sitting in third.
How are you going to celebrate this podium finish here tonight?
By taking care of my puppy.
You know what? I think that's a very excellent thing to do.
Yeah, I think so too. He just woke up, so I can hear him crying in his cage above me.
Oh, all right. Well, before I let you go, is there anything you want to say to the audience here?
Just thanks everybody for watching. Thank my family for watching too. Thanks to Schrader Plumbing for letting me put the sponsor on the car, as well as 921 Mobile DJs services. Just an all around thanks to everyone for coming out tonight. I hope we put on a good show for you.
You guys absolutely did. Thank you guys very much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I'll have to see you later there, Brandon.
Yep, I'll see you guys next week at Darlington.
Yes, I think that's going to be an interesting track.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, that was Brandon Fiedler, number 39, Shorter Plumbing Toyota Camry. Finishes 3rd place here at Watkins Glen. What a race. All right, let's go ahead and bring up your 2nd place finisher, Kyle Mundell. Kyle, it's an open the booth. Do your evening.
I do. How are you?
I'm doing all right. You just won yourself a fantastic 2nd place finish here at Watkins Glen. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. It was exactly what I said before, a 0x race, and it gave me a good result. I think if I had got around Brian maybe on the 1st or 2nd lap after the competition caution, I might have had a chance, but he's too consistent, too fast.
I mean, you put on a wonderful show, though. I mean, you were able to catch him there towards the end. I mean, it was a nail biter, that's for sure.
I think I just knew how to do the S's, at least the second half, better than most people, and it would give me crazy runs, but it's such a long braking zone, I couldn't get in there in time.
Still, you're able to be so consistent. How have you been able to manage that?
I just like road course racing, like maybe more than oval racing. Like there's more turns to go through, and like one mistake carries through like way through the lap, and it's just all about consistency and a lot of practice and knowing your marks and hitting them every time.
That makes a lot of sense. But you put on a fantastic show here tonight, finishing out in 2nd. But I mean, you've been battling with Brian this entire race. How is that feel? You know that you've been battling with him the entire time.
Makes me wish I had like a Fitbit to my heart rate was at, because there's a few times you can feel it as you're coming up to the S's and chasing, like your whole body's into it, even though I'm seated down and like not moving at all.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that makes a difference. So you feel like that's just like made a big difference there in your finish?
Oh, like I mean, I was just chasing Brian the whole race, and he's not making mistakes. And if he was, he's like they're tiny ones, right? And you can't get around him. All I can do is not make a mistake and not run into him, because that ruins both of our races, right?
Yeah. Still, what a great show you were able to put on there for Grand River Racing. I mean, you guys are a single car team, but you've still been able to do a wonderful job and get yourself more points than basically anyone has for a single car.
I'm just trying my best, man. That's all I can do.
Well, clearly it's paid off really well. How are you going to celebrate the 2nd place finish?
I don't know. It's only 8:15. Got lots of time. I'll think of something, I'm sure.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you very much for your time being up here. Is there anything you want to say to our audience before I let you go?
No, just thanks again for watching, and Noah, thanks for putting it on, and thanks for all the guys. This was a good, clean race.
Glad to do it. Thank you very much for your time, and congratulations on the P2.
Cheers.
All right, that was Kyle Mundell, the number 34 Waterloo Brewing Toyota Camry, and we're now going to interview your winner, the number 81 Brian Fradian. Brian, it's no up in the booth. How are you feeling, winner?
I feel so much better than when you talked to me at the halfway mark.
You sound better. You sound better than when I first talked to you today, too.
I know. I don't know what is going on today. Like, I had fun earlier today, and then I got home. I think it's because I ate Taco Bell, and I just kind of felt like poop. And then, so, but yeah, no, dude, I'm so stoked. Like,
I mean, you just put on an amazing performance. Getting yourself a win, I mean, that was a nail biter throughout the entire time. How did you do it?
Like, I was at the beginning of that 2nd run when I was able to pull away from like Steve and Brandon and Kyle, and I was able to put on like a big gap together on those guys. I felt I would just like was able to clear my mind and just like hit my marks. I had a little bit of problems with the lap traffic, and it was just catching them at the wrong points in time. It was really nothing they could have done. And like Brandon was able to catch up because of that. And then that was super nerve wracking, going kind of going side by side in that bus stop. Luckily I have been doing a ton of practice this week, and I was able to, like, I knew I was going to make that corner safely. Unfortunately he didn't.
So it seems like confidence was the main thing that got you around here.
Yeah. I was just like getting my head down and like kind of just ignoring how many laps were left. It was kind of nerve wracking at the end because we were so tight on fuel, and I was barely able to get back around after the checkered to at least park it in front of the flag stand.
So I'm assuming that's why you didn't do any burnouts?
Yeah, I was out.
Well, I mean, what an amazing show you were able to put on. Like, you just won a great race here tonight, our last road course here on the schedule, and you dominated this race. How did it feel having Kyle on your rear bumper the entire time?
It was only when like he was close coming out of the S's and like having to defend into the bus stop was it really nerve-wracking, but he did a really good job of just being there in case I messed up. Like that's kind of what I was trying to do with Steven in the first section of the race was just like it's super hard to pass. There's like it's into the bus stop and into T1 are really the only two passing zones. And just like making sure that just making sure that I had the inside line into the bus stop and I was comfortable. So yeah.
Well, it clearly played out in your favor, and you got yourself a wonderful win. How are you going to celebrate this one here tonight?
I'm gonna go take a shower because I'm sweating pretty hard, and then I'm probably gonna drink some mead.
You know what? I think that's a very fair celebration, and I think you've absolutely earned it. This was a really hard road course to get around for these cars, and you absolutely crushed it here tonight.
Yeah, I will say fastest lap was a 1:13.052. I'm a little irritated that I wasn't able to pop into the 12s, but that's really petty.
Still, what a lap that was, too. We watched it. I think I kept you on that entire lap, and what a great job you did on that lap, too.
Yeah, I wasn't sure it was possible to pop into the 12s, but if you tie everything together well, you clearly can. But yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time up here, Brandon. I don't want to keep you too much from your celebration time you're going to have there. Is there anything you want to say to the audience here tonight?
I just want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank my parents. I really like this is the biggest thing. I really want to thank my dad for kind of coming up with an interesting jerry rig to get my pedals to stay in the same spot because I've been having some problems with them sliding around on me, and just being able to have the confidence in the braking zones was really I didn't even think about it, so it was really helpful. So I really want to thank him for that. I want to thank the rest of the Lost Boys and my family if they're watching. And then I want to thank Victos and EG and the NASCAR Geek, because without these guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. Or I wouldn't be, at least.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Brian. I appreciate it. And congratulations on the P1 finish.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, that was Brian Fredian, the number 81 for Equipment Geek Racing. Got himself a win here this season at Watkins Glen, one of the most difficult tracks on the circuit. I think that's pretty impressive if you ask me. All right, we're going to go run through your finishing order before we head out here tonight. All right, so finishing in first, that's going to be Brian Fredian, the number 81. What a great race we saw out of him tonight, especially with how close Kyle Mundell and Brandon Fiedler had been chasing his tail end the entire race. Kyle Mundell finishes second and Brandon Fiedler in third. Brady Floyd finishes in fourth in that number 20 Ford Mustang. Greg Snowgrove, your top Camaro, finishes in fifth with Paul M's pretty decent way behind there in sixth. Cody Snyder finishes seventh, edging out Jeffrey Belk just that little bit. Ninth goes to Tyler Hallahan of the 88. He had a bit better of a run there at the end. Seems like he had a rougher night here tonight. Michael Jennings finishes 10th for Jennings Esports. 11th goes to Mark LaPierre. 12th is going to be Sylvan Seguin. 13th, Patrick Coluccio. 14th goes to Matthew Malavagna. And finally, after a really unfortunate disconnect that we saw due to a power surge or something, 15th goes to Stephen Black. And that has been your show here at Watkins Glen with the CASCAR at the Glen, WEAG Designs 110. I've called about 8 different things this entire stream so far. So that's what we've seen, and what a great show. I want to give a huge thank you to our sponsors there, Black Designs for, allowing so many guys to have great paints, and then WEAG for doing the exact same thing, but with a couple different guys. I mean, great guys, and you should check out either one of them, and thank you for Stephen for being a really good sport about allowing WEAG to sponsor this race here tonight. I want to thank my sponsors. Got to thank Pierce Graphics for putting all these fantastic overlays together. They've really stepped it up in the last couple of streams, so it's been really nice to see, and, well, I've been your host, Noah Walter, here on twitch.tv/4o'clock. Thank you very much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you like. All the replays will be available over on the YouTube, which is going to be at 4 O'Clock Media. So if you search that on YouTube, you can find all of the things. Make sure you check out my website. That's www.4o'clock.net. You can also check CASCAR's website to see more information and get some registration in. That's www.cascar.net. All right, that's it out of me, and I'll see y'all next week. And next week is going to be Darlington, and prepare for a very cringy, very interesting 80s style stream courtesy of Pierce Graphics. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Noah Walter. Goodbye.